Have you ever heard of the year 2038 problem? It's a real time bomb for older systems, and something that Debian Linux is trying to fix. And the problem stems from the way times are held. At the moment, they're held in 32-bit, but Debian are going to make it 64-bit. But what is the actual problem? Imagine you're trying to count something like seconds, but you've only got a limited number of digits. Many older computer systems, especially those using a way of time tracking called Unix time, store the current date and time as the number of seconds that have passed since January the 1st, 1970. The problem is, they store this number using a 32-bit signed integer. Think of 32-bit as a box that can only hold a certain range of numbers, and signed means it can hold both positive and negative numbers. This box has a maximum capacity for positive numbers, and when you keep adding seconds, eventually you're going to hit that maximum. On January the 19th, 2038, at 3:14 am, the number of seconds since January the 1st, 1970 will reach the absolute maximum that a 32-bit signed integer can hold. The very next second, when the computer tries to add one to this number, it overflows. Instead of going higher, it rolls to the lowest possible negative number that the 32-bit signed integer can hold. So what's the consequence? Instead of showing January the 19th, 2038 at 3:14 and 8 seconds, these affected systems will suddenly think it's December the 13th, 1901 at 8:45 and 52 seconds. And so why is this a problem? Well, imagine banks or stock exchanges suddenly thinking it's the early 1900s. Loan calculations, payment schedules, and transaction timestamps would be completely wrong. Now, anyone that was around for the year 2000 switchover will know a similar problem was happening then, when we were storing dates as DDMMYY with just 2 digits for the year. And I guess one of the funniest outcomes of this was the person that took their video cassette back to Blockbuster or another video rental store, and the cashier tried to charge them for an overdue video of about 100 years, which is obviously absurd because video recorders weren't that old. So the fix is to switch to using 64-bit integers to store the time. Think of it as upgrading to a much bigger box for counting seconds. A 64-bit integer can hold an astronomically larger number of seconds, so many that it would take billions of years to reach the limit. Many modern systems and new software already use 64-bit time, so they are safe. The challenge is identifying and upgrading the older, often hidden systems that are still relying on 32-bit time. In essence, the year 2038 problem is a digital Y2K bug, but for the way computers count seconds, potentially causing older systems to mistakenly believe they've travelled back in time.